New podcast in my room again.
Hey, I'm Alex.
I'm Justin.
Welcome to the Brother Side Podcast. Today we're going to talk about how the podcast originated, who we are as podcasters, and what you can expect with future podcasts coming down the pipeline. So this podcast dates back probably about a year ago or so.
It feels like less than a year, but at times more than a year.
I think we've talked about doing a podcast for a long time, but we kind of got serious last December. I believe it was Christmas, maybe Thanksgiving.
Drinks were flowing.
Oh, drinks are always
Gifts
flowing.
are being opened.
All good ideas start with the drink.
Yeah.
And so we're sitting at the table with our family, with our parents, wives, kids, and, we're all laughing. And Dad says, "Hey, I think you and Justin should be on the radio."
And of course, yeah. I want to be on the radio. It's something I've always wanted to do, but not talking to Alex. It's more like talking about something fun and
You wanted to be
insightful.
famous.
Well, not necessarily famous, but I wanted to talk about sports. I love sports. I love sports. You
Yep.
do too, but just not as much as me. And I wanted to talk on the radio about sports. And so Dad's like, "You guys should talk to each other." Doesn't really appeal to me that much.
What, being in a room with your brother, yakking it up?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's fun. But I see you a lot, and I'm like, this is just more time like that we have to be together. I don't necessarily want to be like forced into something with you, but we just, after tooling around the idea, we're just like, all right, maybe we are meant for this.
Yeah, but it took some heavy convincing to get you to do a podcast.
I'm
you were
so
not,
damn busy.
You're a firefighter. You work like 10 days a
10
month.
days a year.
10 days a year. Ooh.
More than 10 days a year. Okay, so 10 days a month, 24-hour shifts. So if you think about it, it's actually 20 days a month.
But you're sleeping on that shift.
Sometimes I sleep, sometimes I'm up. I sleep, at my current station, I sleep more than I'm awake, for sure. At night. I mean at night, not like
Good to see
all
our
the
tax
time.
dollars going to work.
All right, yeah. So
So we started we're like, we're not going to get on the radio, so let's do a podcast. And, after talking to you several times, I finally got him convinced. And we didn't really know what we wanted to talk about, but we wanted something, fun, refreshing. Because, we started researching different podcasts, and you got political, you got sports, all these crime podcasts.
and you got leadership and motivational. And
Yeah.
we're like, we're not good at any of those.
Not at all. And so we're like, people just want to be entertained right now. So we want to really leave out the politics and leave out things like religion and bring on guests to talk about their authentic side. So
That doesn't mean that we can't bring up some of that stuff if it naturally occurs, but we're not going to focus on it.
correct.
Because,
Right.
It's not like we don't care about any of that stuff. But we just care about other stuff more.
Right. So, the idea of the podcast is to interview people from different professions and industries and talk about the authentic side. Obviously, we want people to promote themselves, what they do. It's their time to shine, but we also want to talk about what they're like in college, their most embarrassing moments, the kind of the nitty gritty. But we'll need guests to be a little vulnerable for some of those questions,
Yeah, and it's hard to be vulnerable. It's hard. You've known me 32 out of my 36 years. So,
Doing that. Okay, I'm 4 years younger.
Yeah, you're
Okay,
4
got
years
it,
younger than me.
got it.
So it's hard to be authentic even with you, vulnerable to you sometimes. So asking other people to be vulnerable with us, making sure that they feel comfortable, that they like. I mean, they're gonna like being around us, but that's natural. People like us, and so
They do. They totally do.
if they're around us and they feel comfortable, maybe they'll open up a little bit, and that's what we want. Because in order to get to those fun-ass stories, you're going to need them to open up.
Yeah, and we're going to have some booze included. So one of the things we want to do for our guest is invite them to bring their favorite drink, or we'll get their favorite drink from whatever bar or restaurant, and get people loosened up a little bit. Right now we're drinking Coors. I don't know that this is really a favorite beer, but
well, it's one of the more common that we drink. So we're like, let's stick to ourselves. Let's know who we are. Let's drink some Coors.
take off the bush.
Yeah, the bush. Coors. Nobody's done. I haven't heard anybody do Coors yet.
Coors.
So maybe that's our thing.
Could be. So that's kind of where we're headed with the podcast. A couple weeks from now, we'll have our first guest, and we'll cut into that later. But let's talk about what happened this weekend. So you just got back from Colorado.
I did, yes. We went on our longest family vacation to Colorado. We went to Breckenridge and then went to Colorado Springs, saw some friends. It was the longest car ride that we've taken the boys on. It felt like the longest car ride for me and Aaron also.
Can you tell the audience how old your kids are? So they can kind of put
well,
themselves in
yes,
your shoes.
yeah. I have a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old.
Okay.
So
Lots of movies.
yeah, oh yeah, the DVD player got worn out.
Yeah.
God, we need more movie choices. Jack's like 10 minutes into Jack's my oldest. We're 10 minutes into like the first movie. He's already whining that this movie sucks. And so I'm like, are you kidding me? Like the only time we whip out DVDs is on these long car rides, which we never take. So you gotta, to me, he's like, oh man, I haven't seen this since year ago when we went on vacation. We went to Okoboji the last time we used DVD player.
Yeah.
Because otherwise everything's on DVR. Everything they watch is on our DVR. So 10 minutes in, he's already whining about the movie sucking, and I'm like, dude, we are 8 hours away from Breckenridge, and of course we already got into the DVD player.
You're barely out of the driveway.
Well, we wanted to wait on snacks, wait on the movie, and I'm like, man, they're already annoying the piss out of me. I give Aaron a look like, get that thing fired up. Like, let's get them deep in a movie. Maybe that'll lead to a nap, and then next thing you know, we're there. Boom.
Get the goldfish out, get the gummies, like bring
pretzels,
out all the ammo.
Then I'll have some, she'll have some, everybody's happy.
Right.
So he's already whining about the movie, and so at that point, I knew it was going to be a long, long car ride.
Yeah.
And it was. So, but once we got there, we were expecting the weather to be really good, and it was in the 30s, so that was awesome. And but thankfully it warmed up. We had a great time. Went from Breckenridge, then we went to Colorado Springs, and on the way there, Jack throws up in the car, which has never happened before.
Yeah. How did that work out for you?
So, you're coming out of the mountains, a lot of switchbacks, this and that. He's complaining about being car sick. I told him to shut up. You've never been I didn't tell him to shut up. I don't.
Yeah, no, you did.
You make it sound like I don't beat my kids. Yeah. Like
you're a terrible dad.
Yeah, when I tell my kid to shut up, I don't actually mean shut up, but in my
was a
mind I
thought in your
said
head. Shut
the F up.
Yeah.
In reality I'm like, what's wrong, buddy?
So soft.
Yeah, he's like, Dad, I'm car sick. I'm like, you're not car sick. You don't even know what car sick means. Well, he heard Erin say she was car sick on the way there, and so now he's car sick all the time. I'm like, all right, whatever. You're not car sick. We've been on the road for like a half an hour, but we have been going through these switchbacks and this and that. And I'm like, all right, just, open up your vent, look out the window. Look at those trees. Aren't they pretty? This and that. And so we're coming down in the mountain, and Aaron's got to go pee. We go to the gas station, and he gets out and he's like, man, where's Mom? Where's Mom? And I'm like, Mom's going pee. What do you want? Where's Mom? Where's Mom? And I'm like, okay, all right. What's going on? And then boom, throws up right there in front of the gas station. I'm like, we weren't in the car at that time. So I'm like, okay, you got it out of his system. He said he felt better. So we kept it going. And right as we're pulling into our friend's driveway, who we're staying with in Colorado Springs, he throws up in the car. I look back at just the perfect time as puke's oozing out of his mouth into his lap and on his pillow. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
So it wasn't projectile.
It wasn't projectile. It's like he was embarrassed. He didn't want it to happen. It was just like oozing, but there's so much ooze. It was just, I'm like, we're right there. I'm like, Aaron just jumps out of the car. I throw it in park, and I'm unclipping his seatbelt as she's pulling him out of the car so he can finish outside of the car. He felt bad. I felt worse because I knew I'm cleaning it up.
Right.
And, so that was the highlight of the traveling part.
Yeah, that reminds me of a time in college. I'm pretty sure, 99% sure, I was hungover. And
Yeah, you were.
yeah, had to have been driving to class, and I was at 90th and Dodge, and I felt real sick and thought I was going to throw up. And so I'm trying to hit the windows. Well, coincidentally, my window doesn't go down. And I
That was a nice car.
I projectile vomit into the windshield as I'm driving. Talk about a mess. And I take my stocking hat at the time and just like smear it off the windshield.
Your stocking hat?
Yeah, I didn't have a towel, so I'm like trying to see traffic, and I'm wiping it off my windshield.
It's like I pull off a shoe and start wiping on the windshield.
Yeah.
Like that's gonna dry it up.
Yeah, so, I decided at that point I'm going to turn around and skip class today. But throwing up in a car is never good, man.
Yeah, I know that now. That's actually the first time either of our kids has thrown up in a car, and hopefully it's the last. But now I know when he says he is car sick, he might actually be car sick. So I don't know. It's hard to say though. We've gone a long time. He's 6, so
Right.
I don't know. Maybe it was the mountain air.
Yeah, could be a thing.
Yeah.
That's better than my weekend. Mine was uneventful.
Well, you were watching our dog.
Yeah,
Our
I was
puppy.
watching Luna.
She's
little schnoodle.
kind of eventful for like 20-minute segments. Otherwise,
Yeah.
she sleeps.
Yeah. No, that's, on top of that, and getting told today that I have a fuzzy top butt crack. Like, what does
Wait.
that even mean?
Wait.
So,
What? All right. First of all, who said you had a fuzzy top butt crack?
the wife says I have a fuzzy top butt crack. And
Did she use that phrase exactly?
Yes. And I had to laugh because I'm like, what is a fuzzy top butt crack?
Yeah.
So,
All right.
like, she's giving me a haircut and I have my shirt off. So this is any girlfriend or wife's time to just like, pick at things. And so
Yeah.
a haircut turned into
Zit picking?
plucking ear hair to zit
Ugh.
picking and popping zits on my back and just basically torturing me. And, she looks at my back, shaving my back. Not that I'm like a werewolf or anything.
So, wait. Does she? What kind of razor does she use? I mean, is it like a? Do we need like a Schick Pro Glide or
No, it's just the hair trimmers. That's
like
all
a
we use.
like an electric razor?
Yeah, electric
Oh,
razor, yeah.
Wait. So something like a no guard on your
No guard.
no guarding your body?
Yeah.
Wait. So if you need a razor with the power of a no guard for your head,
Yeah.
you might. Is your back that hairy?
No, but you just
I've
have
never
some
noticed
patches.
it.
You just have some patches that need some addressing.
Maybe the winter was not kind to you.
No.
Maybe you're growing hair you never knew you could
Well,
grow.
I didn't know I had a fuzzy top butt crack. She's working down my back and she goes, that's when she used the phrase. And
Yeah.
then she shaved it and it was awkward and
How long was it? Was it like
I couldn't see.
inches?
I don't know.
Oh, she didn't collect
I
the
think-
specimen?
I think most males have this.
Yeah, I do.
patch.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because
You have the patch.
I have
seen
a-
the patch.
Are you looking at my patch?
I'm
Why?
looking at your
Wait,
patch.
why are you looking at my patch?
Well,
Were you looking
if
at my
you're-
ass first?
No.
And just your eyes kind of drifted up, and then
Yeah.
you saw my fuzzy patch?
Fuzzy top butt crack?
Yeah, fuzzy top butt crack. So, all right. So, she shaved your. Did she shave that for you, or did you have to shave it yourself?
She did.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
She's
that's,
all about
that's,
it.
that's nice.
Yeah. So when we started this podcast, we got some grief on our logo and how inaccurate and muscular our logo was
I don't-
compared to our actual bodies.
Yes. I don't think I've ever been called Mr. Clean more than I have in the last like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But you know what? I've been compared to way worse things than that. So I'm like, Mr. Clean's buff as hell. Like,
Yeah,
I can,
right.
I take that. That's basically a compliment. He's kind of older than me, I guess, in
Yeah.
his logo, but I'll take the Mr. Clean. I mean, he's jacked. I'm jacked. Now my
Yeah.
logo's jacked.
Yeah.
I feel like everything's come together for me. And
I think
now
they
people are
nailed you.
finally seeing me for who I am and who I've always been.
Right. So just this jack specimen, is that what you're saying right now?
Yeah, basically, I work out.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I think the forearms on the logo are a little bit skewed. I think I look legit.
Yeah,
I
your
think
hair's
I-
nice. You do. Your hair's
Yeah,
nice.
He did actually get my receding hairline in there.
Yeah, I don't know
that
how he
angle.
knew. Did you tell him? Because they did our logos based off your description, right?
Yeah, I don't
You
know
didn't
if I
send him
sent
a picture.
I don't think so. Maybe pull
Because
up
mine
on
face
Facebook.
is like spot freaking on.
Yeah, it's got the soul patch.
Yeah.
The flavor saver.
So you had to tell him I had a soul patch, or did he assume like this guy has a shaved head, he must have a soul patch,
Yeah.
or a chin strap?
Yeah.
Either one. He's probably doing something to compensate for the hair on the head, sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of went along the lines of this. I said, my brother's a douche, and that's what he came up with. So
Wow. So this is like a dictionary definition thing. He just
Yeah.
he's
like,
boom, freehanded
all right,
that
Yeah,
thing.
freehanded.
That's what he came up with. He's like, he's probably bald.
Accurate
He's,
as hell, dude.
huh.
Yeah, solid description, one word,
Douche.
douche.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
So, I don't know. Do we have to live up to this expectation now? to, like,
Well, I've been
be
trying to
buff?
work out harder, other than on
Yeah.
vacation. But like,
Right.
people expect things from me now, like jack forearms, and I'm
Yeah.
not delivering.
Right.
So if I want to be Mr. Clean one day, I'm gonna have to work on some things.
Yeah, more spinach, right, Popeye?
Yeah, exactly. Way more.
How about our teaser on the podcast? We got some major love for that.
Yeah,
We got to give a shout out to the Wallman Bros. for
Wallman
hooking
Bros hooked us up on that.
that. Yeah.
I thought it turned out really good, really well, really good, and I particularly like the ending. The can touch
The
on the
can
fence.
touch, yeah.
I don't know, just kind of like said us. You have that mowing background,
Right.
and I like to mow.
Yeah. So for our listeners, the idea was we were creating metaphors for the brother side. So the podcast is we're getting out the other side of our guest. So the mowing, we're on the other side of the fence. The teeter totter, up and down,
Right.
and kind of throwing it back to when we were young brothers.
Yeah.
And if we did a teeter totter today, I mean, who cares, right?
Yeah, I don't think I would have chosen that teeter totter. It was tiny. My butt did hardly fit. I don't have a large ass at all, but it hardly fit on that.
Yeah.
And yours is bulbous. So,
Bulbous.
yeah, well,
I've never heard anybody say you have a bulbous ass.
you do.
I do
I've
got
seen
a
it.
little. I got.
You got a
tush.
little junk.
I got a tish.
You definitely have junk.
Hey, the wife likes it.
She does. Yeah.
You got like a frog ass, like no ass. It's just like skinny.
I don't think I've ever heard that. Frog ass?
Yeah, it's like old guys get it. Like it's just, like suddenly one day they wake up and their ass is gone.
Yeah. Yeah. When did that happen for me?
I don't know. You're
Probably
getting
when
that-
I was like 17, putting on those Abercrombie jeans, and I
Yeah.
was like, "These fit nice." Wait
Yeah.
a minute, they all fit nice.
Yeah.
Like, damn it, there's no ass. I have frog ass. I've
You
never
have
heard frog ass.
Frog ass. Yeah, old guys have it. Dad has it terrible.
Yeah, there's a couple guys at work that I'm thinking about right now.
I think it's when you have kids. Like
You just lose ass.
Yeah, it's like dad bod, like dad frog ass.
All right, I like that
Yeah.
hashtag dad frog ass. All
yeah,
right.
we'll make it a thing.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
So the teaser.
Yeah.
So we have the other side.
Yeah, the other side, the teeter totter, the mowing, and I like the car scene. The car scene was pretty cool.
Yep.
I think there's a longer version of that, but I think the teaser got a lot of feedback, positive,
Positive.
tons of positive.
After this
feedback.
first podcast, people are gonna be like, "Yeah, that wasn't worth watching
yeah,
or listening to."
yeah, I'm afraid of that. I guess. Sure.
Yeah, we'll roll on.
Yeah, Let's do it.
So, just let's talk about your other side, right?
All right. I do have another side.
What?
You know a lot about my other side, for sure.
I do.
Well, a lot of the main bullet points.
So let's cut into your occupations so people know, what you
Well,
do.
okay. All right. I'm a firefighter in Papillion. Been there for just over 10 years.
Is there a firefighting calendar where you guys have your shirts off?
Yes. You can catch that in 2021.
Okay.
It's going to be extra pecky this year.
Pecky.
Focus on pecs.
Okay.
Last year,
that's a muscle group this year.
yeah, 29. We try to do every other year. 2019 was mostly 6-packs.
So you were out of that calendar.
Right. I was in the 8-pack calendar.
Oh.
2017. I was in the 8-pack calendar. There it is. 2019 6-pack. 2021 pec. Mostly
Okay.
pecs.
Huh.
Yeah. So if you have any weird nipples, you're not going to be in
You're
it.
not
no,
in, like,
no weird nips.
You can't have
Yeah.
saucer size nips.
No pancake nips. No, nothing weird. No.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you don't want those in there.
yeah. So calendars, mostly you wouldn't want to see any of the guys on Papillion in a calendar. There's like 3 guys that look good with their shirts off.
Okay.
The cooking is really good.
Maybe we shouldn't name drop. Right?
No, I'm not going to say their names, but they know who they are. They have
Okay.
nice bodies.
Yeah. I don't know how to take that.
No, no, you can take it how you want to. I mean, they know who they are.
Okay.
Yeah, they're mostly the CrossFit crowd.
Yeah.
You know,
sure.
they work hard at it, eat right, stay fit. The rest of the group probably keep
Twinkies
their
and
shirt.
ho-hos.
I would, yeah, and rice.
Rice,
You know, rice,
bro-
noodles,
Pasta, high
potato.
carbs.
Exactly. Ooh, what are we gonna have with that pizza boat? A side of bread? Yeah, great. Yes, that's so. It's good eating
Good.
around the fire station. So you don't want a calendar. Not of us.
Okay.
You got to be pretty selective.
And you have a living relationship similar to Everybody Loves Raymond with mom and dad, correct?
Yeah, we live like 6 blocks. I mean, obviously you know that, but yeah, I live 6 blocks from my parents.
Just couldn't get away from them, could you?
Yeah, you know what?
Did you just grow up?
I know. Well, when we bought that house, the biggest holdback was how close it was to mom and dad, and I knew that I just had it in my bones that they were going to be all up in our biz like all the time.
Sure.
And so we kept looking, just had to look, and we just came back to that house. We liked it, and I didn't have a talk with them telling us to like stay away or anything, but it couldn't have been more opposite, honestly.
Yeah.
Like we moved in, they stayed away. I was constantly at their house borrowing something, like at first I didn't have a trimmer or a mower or anything. So I was borrowing
that's
everything.
Kinda key when owning a
house. And I didn't have the money to just like go buy that stuff. So I was borrowing stuff, and then we got a dog.
Yep.
And they were letting the dog out all the time. I mean, we were constantly bothering them with needs.
Yeah, you are definitely needy.
I was super needy, and I felt guilty at times. Other times I was like, they're my parents. They owe me this.
Yeah.
Like it could be worse. I could be living in their house. So
at 30.
no, I know. I moved into that house when
yeah.
I was 26.
Okay.
So, I
Yeah.
mean, it wasn't like
That's-
you when you lived there at 25, 6, 7,
24.
24. Are you?
Yeah, I moved back in for 1 year.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I didn't do that. When I moved out at 18, granted they're helping pay for dorms and stuff.
Right.
I never went back. I couldn't have done that to myself.
Yeah.
Lowered myself that way. So yes, I live in Elkhorn next to mom and dad, but they are pretty cool about it. They stay
Yeah.
out of our stuff,
Yeah.
our biz, or whatever you want to say.
Sure.
So it's nice. It's nice to have them close.
I would say that's probably a good thing.
Well, you live pretty close. You're not 6 blocks from them, but you're like,
3 miles.
okay, maybe you're not as
It's
close.
not that close.
3 miles?
Yeah. Yep.
Doesn't feel like 3 miles. All right. You say it's 3 miles. I already kind of mentioned the kids.
Yep.
We're talking about the kids a little bit. 6 and 3, Jack and Brody. My wife, Erin. Just going to lay it all out there. Those are the names I'll use for now,
Sure.
not the other ones I use for them.
Right.
So yeah,
Little a-hole.
that's the core of who I am. Sure,
Okay.
that's probably what everybody knows, right?
And you're a huge Husker fan.
Yeah,
So we've had some rough years.
We've had so many rough years here
Probably
lately.
like 20 years worth.
No, there's
Well,
been some good years
we
in
had
there.
some 9-win seasons. You're right.
No, I hate that.
I know.
Yes, I know we've had some 9-win seasons, but I mean, think about the losses in those 9-win seasons. All right, I'm going down a path that I don't want to go down.
No, we'll get off the Huskers.
No, we can talk about the
No.
Husker. Yes, I'm a large Husker fan.
Yeah.
I don't have season tickets, but I follow all like the recruiting and all the small things that people tend to ignore. So I'm very invested, I would say.
How much of your day is consumed in Husker research?
I would say COVID has really had its impact on my Husker research. They didn't have spring ball this year, so I didn't hardly read anything because honestly, I get tired of reading about Husker bios. Like getting to know the players year after year. A lot of it is very similar. I get tired of that part of it. I want to know like who's moving up on the depth chart.
Right.
Like who's going to make an impact on the field this year. I want to
Yeah.
know, are we going to win?
I think if we bring Scott Frost back, just throw him in at quarterback. Guy's a beast. I bet he could still throw down.
I heard he could still bench over 300 pounds.
Jeez,
Yeah.
he's a freak.
Dude's jacked.
We're
Well,
gonna get him on the podcast
I think if we don't, we're failing.
if he's not. On our
Well,
podcast.
is he on the other pod? Well, he does radio shows. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never heard him on a podcast.
No, but he's never been a
before.
part of the brother side.
That's true. Well, I shouldn't instantly sell myself short.
Yeah, I
or
mean,
us
this is-
short.
Yeah.
This isn't about me. Us short. So, yes, large Husker fan. Absolutely.
And you're competitive.
Yes. Not as
I didn't-
competitive as you.
Okay, I was gonna say. I don't
You
think
are
you're
more
as competitive
competitive.
as me.
No. Like I don't yell at teammates at volleyball games. Not what do you call that?
Sand rec.
Yeah,
volleyball?
rec sand volleyball.
Like-
I don't yell at like my wife. I give her dirty looks, but not
Like he makes it sound like I'm abusive.
You
And maybe
are.
I am on the volleyball
Yeah, you've
court. I
yelled.
just want to win.
I know you have yelled at me on the volleyball court.
Well, do your job and I won't yell at you.
Well, it's not always easy to do your job when someone passes it so terribly.
It's bump set spike, bro.
I know. Well, I don't get up there like I used to.
Did you ever get up there?
Yeah, I can touch the rim.
Could you?
Yeah, I can
Is
still.
that-
I
is
can
that
still.
8 feet or 9 feet.
I can still two-hand touch the rim. Two hands.
Huh.
I mean, it takes some. I gotta loosen up. Like I can't just walk into the gym and do it.
You gotta rub.
I gotta
that
at least
Ben
put on
Gay
my
up.
basketball shoes.
You gotta rub that Ben Gay up in there.
Yeah. Get my
Warm
my
up the
icy
muscles.
hot. Just put that on first.
Yeah.
Make sure all the muscles are nice and loose, and
Sure.
and so am I. And I can almost drop step two-hand touch the rim, but that's as high as I've ever gotten. I've never been able to throw down anything. Maybe like a bouncy ball, but
Yeah.
not like not like
Like a quarter-sized
yeah,
bouncy ball.
yeah, not like anything of
Tennis
size.
ball or
No,
volleyball.
I don't know if I've ever tried anything like that, but maybe I should. That way I can say like I put a ball through the hoop.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I never could either. I was close until I just kept blowing out knees.
Yeah, you've had your fair share of knee issues,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I think if you hadn't had those, you're on the right path to get up there. Because I mean, your first knee blowout was junior year, going into
Sophomore
junior.
Yeah, I know.
It was
I
a
mean,
summer.
At that time, prior to blowing out a knee, I was getting up high enough I needed an oxygen mask. I was getting up there, dude.
You were skying.
I was skying.
Yeah, I was there for the first knee blowout, and it was tough to watch. You were on a fast break, just going up for a layup, and
Bam.
yeah, just like buckled.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God, get up, quit being a wuss, dude. Like, we were on the same team, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that was tough. But yeah, you were on the right path to the sky for sure.
Yeah. Well, what could have been, right?
Yeah.
Darn it.
That's
But-
if you could, not to jump around, but if you could like get a hole in one or like do any dunk possible, like that's been done, what would you choose?
Any dunk?
Like any dunk. So we got windmill, we
Yeah.
got through the legs, we got jumping over a Kia,
Yeah.
or a hole in one, on any court. Well, like obviously not like a par 5, but
Right.
like legit hole, not at a putt, hole in one.
I don't know if I can get a hole in one if it's not a putt-putt.
You probably could.
You know, I'm not that competitive with golf yet, although this year I'm saying golf. This is the year for me in golf, even though I'm not playing well. I just realized it's the only sport left where I can compete and maybe bet some money potentially. That's kind of my goal, is
It's
to
the-
like drop 20 with somebody and
Like-
feel confident I could possibly win.
Yeah.
Right now, I might as well just hand over the 20.
Right. Yeah. You're
But
bad.
so I mean, hole in one, yeah, that's cool. But I'd rather 360 between the legs, dunk.
360 between. It's
I've
been
seen
done.
it. I've
It's
seen
been
it.
done. So you'd rather that one dunk, just that.
In a game.
Oh, in a game.
Yeah. Oh, like rec?
Well-
Like just like I'm in a gym by myself. That's
No,
not
well, no. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'll give you
In front of an audience.
in front of people that could validate it.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
How about like a fast break, like down to the wire, and I pull that off?
Like in an act, like a pickup game, or like a game that kind of matters, like in a
championship
tournament.
game at like Cornhusker State.
Oh,
games.
Cornhusker State. So there's like all of tens of people watching.
Yeah, it's just mom, dad, and the grandparents hanging on for like my last hoorah.
And you just pull out like a through the legs 360 dunk.
Yeah, like man, this guy must have played somewhere. No,
That
he
is
didn't.
he has actually never even dunked before. So
Yeah.
you'd rather that one dunk. See, I don't know. I'm not super competitive at golf either, but a one-off and dunk, that kind of tons of people dunk. You know?
Tons of people hit.
No, they
ones.
don't. Name one. Like exactly.
There was a guy the other day. I'm pretty sure he was yelling loud enough. It
on the
it
course?
could have been a hole in one.
Or
and then he snapped his club, so it probably wasn't.
so it wasn't a positive yelling. Yeah, that's why I think a hole in one is just one of those things. Obviously, it's gonna be in front of people.
Yeah.
I don't golf alone.
Yeah.
And then
But there'll
it
be
just
four-
lives on in lore. You
There'll
know,
be
like
4 people that see it.
you can
tops.
probably put a plaque on a wall in the clubhouse. That will be there for a while. That's something.
But how many people look at the plaques?
I don't
4
know. It depends
like,
on where they put it. If they put it like in the back corner somewhere, obviously they're not going to see it. But if they put it above the urinal, everybody sees it.
Right.
Because that's what I
Justin
request.
Pearson doing the Fonzie.
Yeah,
Hey.
yeah. 2 thumbs up, way up, just over my club and the whole. I've skewed way off, but
We got off competitive.
yeah. So I'm competitive. Yes, answered your question. I'm competitive.
Have you ever drop kicked a volleyball at sand volleyball?
No,
I have.
I know.
That was pretty embarrassing. After I did it, I was like, "What just happened?"
Like it immediately, you felt like regret.
Oh yeah, I knew
like
I was
immediate regret.
Yeah, I was a total jackass. But I was like, I'm so competitive. I hate losing.
Yeah,
I've got better over the years though.
yeah. You've become more okay with losing.
Yeah, because the teams I play with like to lose, so I have to accept it.
Yeah, you didn't do it. Course.
We're looking for a sponsor, hopefully a beer sponsor.
Course. Yeah.
Coors.
You're over the top competitive at times, but you have gotten better. I would give you that.
Yeah,
I think you've lost your competitive edge.
a little bit.
Yeah.
That's super depressing.
Yeah, I
Thanks
knew you
for
would
that.
hate. See, you're so competitive, you hate hearing that.
You know what?
That's how competitive you hate hearing that you're less competitive.
Let's talk
Think about that.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
It's
I
hard.
don't
It's-
like it.
Yeah, it's hard. As we get older, it's like, man, you have to come to grips that like you're gonna have to find your competitive outlet somewhere else, and that's depressing. Like balling out of control used to be how you do it.
Yeah.
Now it's like slightly volleyball out of control, and now you're losing that even.
Right.
So
Mostly because my teammates, but
yeah,
we won't get into that.
We're not good.
No.
I think everybody's getting. We're not good.
No, we're doing all right. But, back to the competitive side of things, in high school, I remember you being competitive with your looks. Do you remember? This guy had frosty tips. And
Yeah,
I think
I had
at some point, everyone experienced the frosty tip moment.
Well, yeah, it was very popular in the early 2000s.
You took an hour to get ready in the morning.
NSYNC was popular. That's what wasn't popular, and they had frosted tips. So yes, I had frosted tips, but it went on longer than it should have. I'll say that. Like once I started frosting, I didn't know when to quit. So then I think I had them for like 5 freaking years.
Yeah.
I like through high school, maybe my freshman year of college, and that's probably why I lost my hair.
I was gonna say, do you think
It was all
that
that
attributed
bleach.
to the hair loss?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do. There's times where I look back and I'm like, I shouldn't have put so
So
much
much
damn
icing.
bleach. Like, there's so much. Well, I know it did not take me an hour to get ready. I know you just said that, but
Dude.
it took longer than I would have liked. Especially, like it's coming out of the wire, you got to leave for school, and I still can't get like 2 tips just right.
Yeah.
I remember those times.
Oh man, you're in the mirror and it's just like you'd move a hair like not even a millimeter. You're like, dude, no, the chicks will dig it.
I don't think I ever talk like that.
Yes, it was close.
I don't sound like the chicks. The chicks will dig it. The chicks will dig it. No, yeah, that's not accurate. But I did say something like, I want to look my best and I want to put my best foot forward. Is that that's like a sarcastic okay?
Yeah, that's Lil John like, okay, dude.
Yeah, like rein it in.
Yeah.
Rein in the BS. All right, so yeah, I was a little vain. Yeah,
You were an Abercrombie sleazy.
yeah,
True or false?
I shopped it out. Yeah, I only shopped. Yeah, sleuzy. I only shopped at Abercrombie. Like it was pretty religious. Button ups, Abercrombie pants.
Did you ever have the you had puka shells?
Not puka, hookah.
Hookah shells? That's
Hookah.
what they're called?
That's not puka.
The white ones?
Yeah, it's hookah shell.
This whole time I thought it was puka.
Yeah, people have been making fun of you behind your back for a long time.
Dang.
No, hookah. Yes, I had
hookah shells.
many variations of hookah. Because how you got to match the hookah to the frosted tips. So I probably had a white belt. I had white loafers.
Did you have a hemp necklace?
I don't know. I don't think I ever really got into hemp.
I had one.
You had a hemp
Yeah, I
necklace?
didn't even smoke weed either.
No, you
It,
didn't.
it like just didn't fit. I was just trying to be cool and
I
it
don't
didn't
remember
work.
that.
Yeah,
Did
it was
you-
thick. It was like half an inch thick. It's itchy because it's just
You got
rope.
a rash.
It's just rope on
It was
my
a
neck.
rash. Yeah, you probably did have. Now that I don't know. I don't remember the hemp necklace, but I believe you.
Yeah,
And I also believe that it was very itchy,
it was. It was
rashy.
It was dumb.
Yeah.
But yeah, you kind of thought you were hot stuff back then. You
Yeah.
thought, you're invincible. All the ladies liked you.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, and they did. Yeah,
Yeah.
they did too.
They did.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think.
okay.
Well, I'm not gonna say all, but like 95% maybe. you start laughing as soon as I started that with 90. Probably like 92, 93%. Probably thought I was like
I think 9.
hot to sexy somewhere in there.
I think 9 is more
No,
realistic.
like 9 total.
No,
I went to a big
9%.
school. Oh, 9%. Honestly, I'd probably take 9%.
Would you?
Yeah, because if you think about it, that was my graduating class was like 530. So if you're like 10% of that's 53 people.
girls. Yeah. Okay.
People, girl or guy.
Yeah.
I'd take either. I'm fine with that.
Dude, that reminds me. I was talking to some buddies the other day, and since we're married, like you just don't get hit on anymore. It's fun to get hit on, right?
Yeah.
Like nothing's
Well,
gonna happen.
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
nice to get complimented.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
he's
feels
cute.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you puff up your shoulders, your chest a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I might just set up a Tinder account and just if dudes are swiping on me, it's something, right? I'm just willing to take anything at this point, just to build my confidence.
I gotta
up.
talk to your wife about that. Like,
Yeah.
she needs to compliment you more. If
I
you're
guess.
willing to go to Tinder to get some dude swipes,
That's all I want. I don't want to meet up. I just want to swipe. I don't know. Do you swipe left or right? All that online dating
so
started after I.
you would just kind of look to see what your stats were, like
Yeah.
how many
I
people
wanna build
swiped on you.
stats. I want a stat sheet of swiping.
I don't think that's where you go for dude swipes. It's not Tinder. It's Grinder. That's what it's called. That's what it's called.
Grinder or
It-
Bumble?
No,
Bumble one of 'em?
it's Grinder.
Oh, okay.
I'm telling you, that's
Just
what
go
it's called.
straight. Just go all in with Grinder.
Well, if you're serious about dude swipes, that's where you go.
This is just a confidence thing. I just need.
So
confidence.
I think you need to have a serious heart to heart with Annie and just listen.
Just hey, you need 10 compliments a day, or
you know,
you can't watch TV.
or
for
I'm
an
going
hour.
to Grinder. Like that's what it's going to take.
No,
It's gonna,
it wasn't that. It's not that bad, but it'd be nice to get some looks every once in a while.
yeah.
But
I
with the
understand.
receding hairline, and things are just falling off.
All right, I'm going to get another course.
Curse. Let's get off the Grinder and Tinder for a minute here. What's up with
Course. That's
what's
going to catch on.
Curse.
Course.
So you're cheap.
What the? Is there a question?
No, there's no
Are you
lead
going to
up.
ask me something?
No, there's no lead up. I just want people to know you're cheap.
You know what? I used to be.
Little John agrees.
Yeah. Dang it. You have the buttons. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'm cheap. If I'm going to buy anything, I got to research the heck out of it. But I'm not as bad as I used to. Like it used to be like, hey, Erin, my wife, Erin, probably shouldn't get gas for the next 2 days. Things are a little tight.
Yeah.
But I'm a lot better now. Like it's not as tight at home, so I feel like I'm less cheap. But when it comes to certain things, like for example, I was at Menards and I was buying these screws. We're redoing our bathroom, and I needed some longer screws. And so I'm like, I'm gonna get this 2-pack. But if I got that 2-pack with this 2-pack, I'd for sure have the right one. But I'm like, nah, I don't want to spend the money on that second 2-pack. I'll just come back if I have to. But they're less than $1 a piece.
That's cheap.
So that's where like the cheapness still is in there, where I'm like, God, where does it stop? That's a slippery slope. Next thing I know, I've bought 10 2-packs and I've spent $10. That's quick math, by the way. But
for us.
yeah. Anyway, yes, I'm cheap, and
How long does it take you to make a decision? I mean, if you're sweating it over $1, you got to be in Menards for an hour.
yeah, oh yeah, I just stare at stuff like
Just
blank stare.
All right.
I feel bad because I'll circle back, I'll go get something else and come back to this like one decision that I want to make.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like, oh, is that same guy there? Is he going to judge me for like looking at these dollar screws? And yeah, I think, like I said, I think I've gotten better. Decisions do take longer, especially like, man, I researched my laptop for like 3 months. It felt forever. I needed one bad, and I researched forever. But that was like $700.
Right.
That's not chump change, So some people could pull the trigger a little faster than that.
What do you think's changed you, and why do you think you take so long? Why can't you just, this is it, and roll with it?
Because you want to make sure you bite the right thing. Like what if I buy a laptop that I hate, and then I've spent $800 on this terrible laptop, but you're not going to figure out that you hate the laptop right away
Until warranty.
Yeah, it's going to be long after you can return it.
Yeah.
Like, because nobody just jumps into a laptop and is like, oh, this is terrible. Usually they love it. Everything's so new and nice and crisp, and everything runs super fast. But when you have it for a while, then like, did I buy something worthy?
Right.
So that's why I'm like, okay, if I put in the research, I'm gonna know if I have bought the right thing. So yeah, it takes a while for me.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm turning opposite. I'm doing more research than I used to.
Yeah, you used to be way more impulsive.
Just boom.
Well, like your spring break trips when you had no money, like seriously no money.
No money. Yeah.
The cheapness for me back then was, I have no money too, I'm not going. The opposite for you was, I'm going to open a credit card, I'm going.
That's a true story.
Yeah,
Hey,
that is.
I
That's
didn't want to
Daytona.
miss out on memories, man.
I know, and I wish I was more like that back then.
Yeah.
Because now I know, like, it's just, you just got to
You'll make it up.
bust ass to pay that credit card. But I was so worried that, like, my world would come crashing down and be living out of my car, and I wouldn't be able to function.
Yeah, no, that spring break was done so cheap. I remember some of us took canned green beans and hot dogs down there because we're like, oh, we're going to eat cheap. We're going to eat cheap. Who brings canned green beans as like their first go-to?
I bet you didn't have a can opener.
No, I think the condo did because we were in a timeshare.
Oh,
and then we
okay.
also drove down
A timeshare, the first
Yeah.
Airbnb sort of thing.
yeah. And we drove down a pony keg that we kept on ice the whole time, all the way down, because we drove to Daytona 24 hours.
God, I don't remember that part.
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't be able to fly. It's too cheap, too
Yeah,
expensive.
yeah.
If
So-
you're bringing canned green beans with you, can you imagine that in your carry-on?
Yeah,
Like going through security, there's canned green beans, and
sir, you can't have this in here.
like, no, I'm just out of mere principle. I'm going to say no on this one.
Right. That's funny. Yeah, so we took this pony keg down, and it didn't even last the first night. And we're like, so what was the point of that?
You probably didn't hardly make the trip.
Yeah,
If you're driving,
Yeah.
you probably got into it at some point, a little
Yeah,
bit,
I mean,
towards
probably-
the end.
Yeah, like the last hour. or so,
Yeah,
we
we're
started
like,
cutting
okay, driver, sorry, dude. The rest of
in. We need some roadies.
someone's pumping in the back. Yeah.
Such a
Who was
college-
driving?
We took turns, but I don't remember as we pulled in. But yeah, we had a pony keg sitting in a tub, like taking up tub space to shower,
Yeah.
just so we could drink beer. That's
Huh.
cheap.
That is pretty cheap. But, you were 20, right around 21.
21,
Yeah.
yeah.
So cheap is how everybody is that age.
Yeah.
So,
And then you see, like, you bring the canned beans and like some other BS items, and then the first time you see somebody eating wings, you're like, yep, I'm getting those. Screw the green beans.
yeah, like you get a few beers and you're like, man, canned green beans sure don't sound good. They never really did.
Yeah, and they're like 2 miles away from where I am right now.
Yeah. I can either buy these wings now or wait till I get back to the condo to grab canned green beans. Yeah.
I'm gonna taxi back, boys. I got some green beans made for me.
Yeah, I don't see that happening at all.
I got some hot dog and easy cheese.
Are you, okay, just since we're on the topic of Daytona, are you willing to tell the funniest story from Daytona?
Oh, I mean, you can't lead in like that. And
Yes, I
me
can.
Not tell you.
No, I know. I want you to tell it.
Yeah. So, story goes, legend has it. Well, the boys were out drinking, of course.
Yep.
And we all come back to our condo. We had two rooms for, I think, 8 guys. And each room had 2 beds and some pull-out couches. So plenty of space for 4 and 4 to sleep.
Right.
Well, we must have really cut into it that night because I woke up 4 dudes in one bed, 4 dudes, no chicks, just 4 guys in a bed, and I couldn't move my legs. And I'm like, what is on my legs? And for some reason, I'm in my boxers. Thank God, I had boxers on at least. And
Wait,
otherwise, I'd really
did-
be asking questions.
Hold on.
Like,
Did everyone have boxers on?
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Nothing.
I didn't really say that
Nothing got
convincingly,
really.
did I?
No. I thought you'd sound more sure.
Yeah. Boxers question
All
mark.
right.
We'll leave out the
Okay,
old
okay.
question.
All right. So there's 4 guys in the bed.
Yeah.
You have boxers on. Can't move your legs.
Can't move my legs. And I look down, and there's my buddy. No name drop here. But his nose is just parked right in my crack, just right up in there. And he's just sawing logs, just right along with it, And I'm
It's like a scuba mask.
I'm like, how can he breathe right now? His nose was buried in my crack. And then how do you wake a guy up in that position? I just kind of tapped him on the shoulder. He's like, hey, you need to move. And he just opens his eyes and just slaps my cheeks and pushes himself away. Like, what happened? I'm like, dude, how did you end up in that position?
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was.
I remember the first time you told me that story because I've heard it several times. Because every
Yeah.
time we talk about Daytona,
It's a classic.
I make you talk about that story.
Yeah, it's classic.
The fact that someone woke up face buried in your crack is just something that has to be retold over and over again.
And mind you, fuzzy top butt crack.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think fuzzy top butt crack has grown over the years. Like it's gotten.
When I was 21, it probably wasn't there. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, you were still probably
Hard to say.
fairly clean.
But there's just so many things wrong about that situation.
Oh, well, the 4 guys.
in
Yeah.
one bed.
Yeah.
Mind you, no chicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
And all of us possibly in boxers.
Boxers?
And then one buried in my crack.
Right. So, yeah, it's hard to even spin off of that one, but I had to make you
Retell it, relive it.
Yeah, relive
You
that
wanted
story.
the recording.
I did. I wanted it stuck to the tape. So let's just talk about your other side. There's one thing I wanted to bring up. I know that you had something removed.
I
A
knew
couple-
that, I knew you were going to get this.
Yeah, there's, well, it's kind of a big deal. It was a huge deal, like huge and round.
Yeah. So let me just cut in. I had a mole on my cheeks, my butt cheeks. We're kind of into the butt cheeks.
Yeah,
tonight.
it's been a lot of cheek talk.
Yeah, I had this mole on my ass since I was a kid. It was a birthmark, and it was about the size of a quarter, and it grew over the years a little bit. It wasn't one of those weird ones that has like hair poking out of it. It was just a flat mole. But I remember in elementary school, specifically, we had swim class at the school I went to, and you saw each other in the locker room, and people called me chocolate chip cookie dough because my ass was so white and I had a brown spot on it. So it's natural to call me chocolate chip cookie
I don't know
dough.
if I ever knew that.
Talk about bullying,
That
right?
they're ass shaming.
Yeah, they were ass shaming
Your
my
mole. Yeah.
And at the time, I didn't see it as bullying. I guess I was laughing because what else do you do? Just ball in a corner?
Yeah. Well, if you do that, it's only going to get worse.
Yeah.
You just got to roll with it.
But I ended up getting it removed probably like 4 or 5 years ago, and because I thought it could turn into cancer. And
Well, how big? Because I remember when we were younger, it was like a dime, maybe. Did it grow?
yeah, it grew. It was close to a quarter.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
No wonder you got rid of it.
Yeah,
That thing's gross.
I was worried it was going to turn into a $50.
Had its own mayor.
Yeah.
It was. It was getting big.
It was. So they cut it out, and it actually looks worse today than it did before because
You haven't.
the stitches broke like when I sat down, so it never healed properly. So it's like
because your ass skin spread.
Yeah, well, it expands when you sit, like your cheeks.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
All right. I
so
get
the
that.
stitches broke, and I was like, I never got it repaired, and then just
So you have a grotesque moleless ass now
pretty much
versus
much.
versus a grotesque moley ass.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. That's kind of where I'm at with that.
Okay. All right. Well, I wanted to make sure that people knew about that part of your other side, but also we talked about how competitive you are
Yep.
and, some of that, but well, you were a partier. I remember how big of a party you were. I too was a partier. We shared the same house.
Yeah, we did.
We lived at like 108th and Fort. I lived there for 2 years. You lived there for
3 or 4.
3 or 4 years.
Yep.
Alex came to my parties. I went to your parties after I moved out, which kind of seems lame since I'm 4 years older, but it wasn't. It was
fun.
Yeah, it was fine. When I said that out loud, it kind of seemed lame, but I guess I've never said it out loud like that.
Once you get past like 20, it doesn't even
That's
matter.
kind of what I've always thought.
Yeah.
So, did you do, in those party days, did you do anything weird, streaking, or like any dancing on stage, or
Dancing on stage. I've never danced on a stage.
false? Yes, you have.
Are we going back to KC?
Yeah, when we were in Kansas City, you danced
Yeah.
on a stage. We both did.
Yeah.
We got booed off.
Yeah, can you imagine that? So we're at Power and Lights, and it was your bachelor party?
I think it was my bachelor party.
Bachelor party.
Yeah.
And
So I was like 26. You were like 22.
yeah, prime time for Power and Lights. And
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know who got on stage first, but I remember Justin was sea walking, and
That's
sea
my
walking
only dance move.
sea walking was back then, and this is 10 years ago already.
Yeah.
Was out of style.
No,
Yes.
it was going out of style. It wasn't already out of style.
I don't even know what I was doing. I was so drunk. It was just, my body was just flailing, I think. And there was a DJ, and the DJ persisted to boo us, and as did everybody at Power and Lights. It was like one boo all together.
Yeah,
like hundreds of people
Yeah,
all booing us
in
on
unison,
stage.
booing at us. Yeah,
Talk about embarrassing.
yeah, it was really embarrassing. All right, what about streaking?
I did streak once, and it was in a popular intersection in Omaha, probably the most heavily trafficked intersection in Omaha.
72nd and Dodge?
Yeah, sure. Somewhere around there.
Well, that's close to UNO, so I'm
Yeah.
thinking your party days,
Yeah,
your college.
It was a dare, and it was cold. At least that's what I tell myself. Nobody else was believing it that night.
It was a balmy 85.
Yeah, people are
It was very chilly out that night. The wind was
a
howling.
hot and humid 85-degree weather, but it felt like 30.
It looked like 30.
So, yeah, someone dared me. I don't know how we led up to it, but someone dared me to streak across 72nd. And I was like, Psh, I'll do it. Completely sober. Like, who does that?
Why would you? I would never do that sober. Never.
Completely sober.
Too modest.
Ran across.
Too afraid everyone would see the truth.
And that's probably the fastest I ever ran. I mean, if you put me up against Usain Bolt in that moment of time, I would have had a close shot. I would have had a close shot because I was so scared. It wasn't like...
Wait, scared of what exactly?
I don't know. I thought a car was just going to pull out and hit me, and then I'd just be on the ground naked. I was afraid someone's just going to poke their nose out to knock me down out of my tray. So I was just mad dashing. And I remember the people in the car on the other side waiting. And then I was also fearful that they were just going to leave me.
The people that you were with?
Yeah, because I had a drop-off
got him.
car and a pickup car.
Right.
And I was like, that pickup car is going to leave me. And then it's like, there's nowhere to go.
You're just sprinting around the
Just running
Crossroads
around.
parking lot?
But I made it across. Everybody was just dying laughing. I'm not sure it's my proudest moment, but it's definitely something to look back on and laugh about.
Yeah. It's surprising that you did that sober. I actually never knew about that. I didn't know what exactly you'd be afraid of. Mine would be modesty because of my vanity.
Right.
I want everybody to think I'm the best at everything, clearly.
Yeah, right.
But it's the fear of being left obviously would be very motivating to get there.
Oh, I was sprinting, and when I got to the car, I had death grip on that handle, you're not leaving without me.
And then getting hit by a car, I mean, yeah, you go down and then the EMTs show up and be like, what the?
Well, it wasn't going to be a hard down because the light was red, right? So I just pictured someone see me coming across and just kind of gas a little bit, just enough to nudge me and knock me down. Not like a full-on run me over.
Sure.
Which that would have been horrible, but...
Right. But still, even a nudge at a full sprint, that could be painful.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Especially naked. What if you fall on the wrong thing?
There wasn't much to fall on that night because it was cold.
Yeah.
I still stick to the fact it was cold. I honestly don't
All right,
remember.
fine. It was cold. It was freezing. It was 70.
Yeah, 70. Well,
We should probably wrap this thing up.
yeah, so this has been a great episode. Good way to kick it off. We had some good laughs. Lil John was with us today. And we got our air
And
horn.
we got our air horn. I can't believe we almost went out the entire episode without hitting that.
I know, that's kind of a clutch.
Yeah. And that's
button
your
for me.
thing.
I
Yeah.
know.
That's your,
Bow, bow, bow.
yeah.
So
Pearson.
be sure to check us out on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, Google Play. Am I still going? Instagram and Twitter. Our next episode, we're going to have Mr. Chuck Cedarstrom on our show. He's the owner of Finance One, as well as New Male and New Femme. Ladies, if you're looking for a new male, this might be the episode for you. So tune in next time for the brother side. Until then, thank you.
Thank you.